watching For Color Commentary. I'm Mark Allen, and I'm back again. 2 videos in a week's inside of a week. That's a record for me lately. But fact of the matter is, family's out of town, seeing some other family in another part of the state, and so I'm left to my own devices and able to fit in a couple of videos. So that's kind of cool. Going to do a few things today. Going to open a couple of packages. One from came in the mail today from eBay. One is a Walmart, another Walmart 3-pack. Going to see what lenticulars are in there. Got another lenticular to show you that I acquired a few days ago, and some diecast, some more diecast. I can't stay away from that stuff. But first, before I do that, I want to tell you about a story that I don't usually do this kind of thing, but it really scratched my comics history bone. Is that even a phrase? I don't know, but it scratched that itchy spot. You know what? Forget the scratching and itching. Let's just go to comics history. The Times of Israel ran a story on Renee Phillips, who was a Golden Age comic book artist, went on to do other things artistically, but is about to celebrate her 100th birthday in May. And but the Times of Israel ran a cool story on her about how she was herself she escaped Austria in 1938 when it was being annexed by the Nazis. She went on to write draw for Fiction House, draw comics for Fiction House. Among other characters and other things she did, she is known for drawing Señorita Rio, seen right here. All right, and so, but it was just kind of a neat story. So if you Google the Times of Israel and Renee Phillips, you'll find that story. The only thing I took issue with was the author of the story, the person who wrote the story, said that she started out doing menial tasks at Fiction House, such as painting backgrounds. And I immediately thought to myself, that's not menial, that's just starting out in the comics business. That was just starting out. If I'm not mistaken, John Romita Jr., I believe, started out doing backgrounds, and other artists I'm sure did as well. So I don't know, this generation of reporters, I guess, considers that menial work if you don't shoot right to the top. I don't know. But anyway, enough about that. Go search out that story, Renee Phillips. Really some cool things, such as people assuming she was a man because she would just sign her work L. Renee, and she'd get fan mail, addressed to Mr. Renee. So just kind of cool stuff like that. Go search that out. Okay, diecast. Let's start with diecast first. These are a couple of things that I picked up a while back and didn't do anything. Didn't show them on video or anything. But okay, since I've already started the theme, this kind of scratched my Batman itch, I guess. I have Batman diecast and the little diecast figures by Jada. Jada has put out some great diecast stuff. They also put out the, I don't know scale, I always forget scale, but they put out the cars with the figures. Now, some of the larger cars with the larger diecast figures, they're like $20 or $25 a piece. I'm not willing to pay that for them because I just want the figures. I don't really care about the cars unless it's a Batmobile. To wit, Jada also offers the smaller vehicles with the figures in them, and they're the regular size figures that I've shown before on here. And this is a Batman, the Michael Keaton Batman movie figure that really I think only comes with the car. And so there he is. I got that set for that figure, but also for the car because it is a Batmobile. It is mostly die-cast, and so it's a good looking. It's the Batman, the first Batmobile movie Batmobile. Just really cool. I always loved the torpedo on the end. I always wondered if things just really went south, if things got bad. I just wondered about that, the possibility of that being a nuclear warhead. I don't know. I know we're not talking about the Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns Batman, but you never know. It's Batman, and so anyway, that was kind of cool. I also just today unexpectedly found another Hot Wheels Batmobile, and it is the Batman Arkham Knight Batmobile. It's actually a burgundy, which is just a really gorgeous Batmobile there. I love that. Actually bought one for my 11-year-old son as well. He texted his older brother and said, "Hey, I found these. There's actually 3 of them. Do we want all 3? And my older son passed, but the younger son, the 11-year-old son, wanted it. So anyway, so we each got one of those. Beautiful. I love the color on that. I know it's not exactly Batman color, but it's great. Okay. So anyway, so there's some diecast for you. Just recently, I picked up this Lenticular cover of Spider-Man number 234, paying homage to the Amazing Spider-Man annual number 6, or as it was known then, the King Size Special. This is the Sinister 6 book, and the first appearance, and so it's just kind of that neat. You can see the annual, the Amazing Spider-Man number 6 annual on there, and did get this in a Walmart 3-pack, of course. Hard to, not as easy as some of the others to. But what's really cool is if you hold it just right, you can see the Miles Morales Spider-Man facing off against the original Sinister 6. That's cool. Okay. But anyway, if you want to see the actual cover, what it looks like, there you go. And so, you know, just a very cool homage lenticular cover. But so great stuff there. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open a couple of packages. First, we'll just start with the Eternals 3-pack. I wasn't going to, but I kept, every time I go back to my Walmart, I look at that Todd Knock cover, and it's just an awesome cover. I love that, and I thought, you know what, I'll give it a shot because I know there's lenticular in there. I have a way of telling, even with my nearsightedness and lazy eye. I can tell in most of these packs if there's a lenticular in there. I just can't. So anyway, again, we were very careful when we do this. We'll flip it over to the cardboard side. Start underneath. So you do it to the cardboard side so you can't accidentally cut a comic, because that might ruin your day. All right. And so I like to just to be safe, I like to make 3 hole cuts. And then those comics come out pretty easily. Alright. I already tell there's a lenticular in there, as I knew there was. But there's the Eternals. Very cool cover. I love that cover. I love the, it's like they're coming from the sunset, you know, flying at you from the sunset with the pinks and the orange, pink and the orange and all that stuff. But just really cool art. And if you remember, I got 2 copies of the preview, the black and white preview. I even talked about that on 2 different videos. And so I thought, really, it's just a no-brainer to go ahead and get the full-on, full color comic. And I did, and I'm can't wait to read it. It actually may be the one Eternals comic that I read since the only one I've read since since the Jack Kirby series, and I really didn't read all of that. I just couldn't stick with it. I couldn't. It's kind of like Jack Kirby's Fourth World stuff. I couldn't always stick with that either. Loved to look at it, and I thumbed through every page of every issue, but I just couldn't stick with it. But what was it? There was the one written. I don't remember who wrote it, but it's from in the '80s. The Maxi series. The Sal Buscema did the art, and I have the first couple of issues of that. That I will read as soon as I can acquire a few more issues. Dare I spoil the ending for you if you haven't read the first issue? All right. If you don't want the first issue spoiled and you plan on reading this series, I advise you to look away at 3, because I'm going to show the last page to see who shows up on the last page. 3, 2, 1, look away. Now you may look back. Look at that. Okay, so I'm anxious to read that. Oh, what a cool! I don't know if this is. I don't think it's a variant cover. But this is Spider-Man number 4. Very cool. I'm glad to find that in there. That's just a neat cover, and I like that. And Spider-Man. Let's see who does. Just curious to see who does the art inside. Some of you are probably already read this book and you're like, I already know about this. Move on. Did they put the art? Yeah, there it is. Sarah Pacelli did the artist. Did the artwork. J.J. Abrams and Henry Abrams writers. So anyway, very cool book. Spider-Man fighting a big spider on there. Oh, and here's the lenticular. Let's see if I can make this out so I know exactly what this is. Okay, this is a She-Hulk. She-Hulk number 159. It is an cover homage to, or lenticular cover homage to the Incredible Hulk number 115. And there's the leader and the great Herb Trimpe cover, the leader and the Hulk, and then there's the leader and the She-Hulk. You can kind of make it. There you go. I love these lenticular covers. I am so simple-minded, I suppose, but it's like magic. It's like magic, man. And love that. So I don't get tired of those, and I'm just going to keep grabbing those however I can. I know, of course, you know what will happen. Even though I have flipped some, made some money on these 3-packs on some of them, what will happen is right after I get all those lenticulars, I'll find them in a dollar box somewhere for $1 a piece. And you know what? I'll probably buy them all over again. But anyway, okay, so there's the Walmart 3-pack. Pretty happy with that. Can't wait to read that Eternals. And so, and the Spider-Man, those go up there. And then lastly, this one I'm excited about because this one is kind of an affordable first. I should have saved it, but it's not a character, affordable first character. It is another kind of affordable first. And when I tell you, you might actually want to, as some of you guys out there being comics history buffs, you might actually want to acquire it because it is affordable. And I say comics history buffs. While I'm opening this, I wonder if any of you know why I say comics history buffs and not comic history buffs. Because comics are the medium. A comic is a comedian. A comic is someone who tells jokes for a living. Now, a comic book is what you and I enjoy. So you can say comic book history, but I say, so when I refer to his comic book history, I say comics history. So there you go. You didn't want to know, but now you know. You didn't ask, I should say. Nobody asked, but I'm willing to tell them. I'm going to take this all the way out. This is a creation of one of my favorite ever comic book artists. Comic book and animation artists. One or two of you who know me really well may have already guessed who it is. I'm not sure I know why they shipped it like that. I'll talk about that in a moment. This is the graphic novel Rio by Doug Wiley. Now you say, Mark? Oh my. Yep. I'm going to find out, I guess, if these kind of things will, if these kind of graphic novels will press out, but I'm going to have to complain about that. This was advertised, I believe, as near mint. At least very fine. And look at that. Look at that bent corner. You have punctures there, not all the way through, but that's disappointing. But it's still Rio. It's still magazine size, large. It's Doug Wiley, who is just one of my favorites. He also created Johnny Quest and worked on the Johnny Quest cartoon, the classic Johnny Quest cartoon, not the 90s, the poor man's remake. But Doug Wiley's Rio. Doug Wiley is a man who actually has Western art hanging in museums. But just beautiful, beautiful stuff by Doug Wiley. I have the hardcover of all of his. It's a faux leather hardcover of all of his Rio work, and including a bunch of sketches and that kind of thing. But this, I'm a little disappointed in the condition of this. And let me show you why I think this happened. Ooh, that's cool. There's a picture of Doug Wiley during his cowboy days. We'll just get a zoom in on that. Very cool. Very cool. Here's why I think this happened. Here's the cardboard. Here's the graphic novel. This is the way it was. Now see, you see that you notice that cardboard does not exactly match the size of that graphic novel, and how in an envelope it could slide around there and still enable that graphic novel to get damaged. Well, that's what happened, I believe. I'm going to keep it. It wasn't expensive, and they're not expensive. You can find them on eBay for fairly cheap. Oh, I guess I should get to the affordable first part. This is the first foil embossed logo or title, first foil embossed title and lettering on a comic. Okay, is on this graphic novel, Rio, by Doug Wiley. This is the first foil embossed title. Okay, so first foil embossed lettering, however you want to say it. That's fact. Okay, so there you go. That's the there's the affordable first aspect of that. But yeah, I'm going to have to do a little complaining. Not that it'll do any good, but there you go. All right, well that's it, and just wanted to share those few odds and ends with you. Share and impart a little knowledge, perhaps. If you already knew it, that's, you know, however many minutes of your life you'll never get back again. But if you didn't, I hope you found it interesting, and I hope you'll come back next time. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't, like the video, comment on the video, and anyway, do that, and I'll try to put another one together pretty soon. But until then, we'll just see you next time. Have a great time going out there searching for comics and enjoying this wonderful hobby. This is Mark Allen saying thanks for watching.